Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to get through the SnD changes that the USDA made and some weather that's affecting the markets here as well. So Karen Braun printed this, and you can see here that the Chinese imports of corn and wheat have basically fallen off, and it's still expected to be near nothing as well. But the U.S. biofuel is actually supporting soybeans. It's noted here that the soybeans are really don't have any export partners really. Losing China, but the corn losing China has actually been backfilled by other partners, and especially Mexico. But still expecting it to be near record, as you can see here. Another thing that's noted is the commitment of traders. Everybody is negative here, and I don't. And again, this is dated data, so if you're looking at charts, this you have to look backwards to look at these things. But the commitment of traders would definitely have some significant positions that would have to be reversed if there's any problems with this crop and or shortages, because in actual fact, a lot of the SnD or the WSDA report did have a fair bit of good news for the markets as far as supply and demand, and yet the market never reacted. The market was kept under some negative pressure. Trump tariffs threats rekindle investor concerns about trade and timelines. So how many times can you kick the can down the road? And if you look at, or you ever read Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, it's continued pressure on. And the whole world is falling into Trump's little game. Let's have a look at the weather. You can see that there's been very little forecast or rain in the last 24 hours, and just how it's setting up. You can see that there's heat just over the top, depending on where you are. Like where I am in Manitoba, it seems like we're getting very little rains, and there's a basket of rains that seem to be happening in there. So here you can see the 72-hour. There's still scattered showers across all the prairies. Now, this doesn't show the Peace River region either. Here you can see that the forecast, how it's moving across Saskatchewan and kind of peters out as, in the weight that it's going to get here. So here you can see that it does give us some scattered showers across there. So hopefully we can actually get some significant rainfall in Manitoba there, because we're pretty dry in a lot of areas. This is just looking out all the way out to the 20th and beyond of the forecast with the GFS, and there's some big holes in forecasts here too. And if you look at the artificial intelligence, it shows the same kind of holes in there, lower amounts of rainfall over that timeline going all the way out to 28, so 2 weeks out. Just a different look at this using, and again, data. There will be some updated maps, but just this is the difference of normal soil moisture. You can see that there's some very dry areas, and you can see that Alberta, Saskatchewan has now caught up in some of those areas with moisture. Here's the smoke forecast, and I'm right around here, and it's pretty smoky out there, and it continues to be. So this just goes out a few days, and you can see how that smoke is affected by the forecast. But Saskatchewan and Manitoba are basically always covered. Canola is up a little bit with the other oilseeds up. Crude oil is up as well, and the wheats are all up. So a little bit of a reprieve after the down days that we had seen leading into the WSDA report and Friday. Here's your canola. It barely looks up, but it is, and above that support. It's a little ways from where it was, but still a decent price, especially at this time of year. And obviously the market is pricing in an okay size crop. Here you can see that the European rapeseed is holding up reasonably, but it's still breaking down as that crop is starting to come in. The price differential for November canola and and European rapeseed price in Canadian dollars is around $76, and that's quite a bit off of where it was back in March. Here's your soybean oil, and that's the leader in the complex and for policies in the U.S. And yet you look at soybeans, and all it is just grinding lower. It's having trouble finding any footing as the meal on that is continuing to make lower lows. Crude oil, it's up, but it's not as high as it was during some conflict over there. Crude palm oil up as well. Nice little trend that it's got going. And the Canadian dollar is starting to falter here a little bit. Still not something that I would be really interested in getting into. Maybe some of the conflicts of interest with Carney might come to light, and maybe put some pressure on the Canadian dollar. We don't know if that's going to happen or not, but U.S. dollar index is up against some of the shorter-term moving averages. So have a look at spring wheat. It fell apart a little wee bit, but it's still trading in at $6.17 as a value. And what's pulling it down is your Kansas wheat harvest here. Definitely got a lot of pressure. Chicago as well. Here's your corn futures. It's absolutely falling off, so you can't expect other cereals to hold it up. Live cattle, though, on the other hand, making higher highs here. This one's gone. So August is the next report for that, but the NOPA will be out on Tuesday. And that's all I have for you today.